control.
I like the speed. I like the battles, defying the odds. I want to be champion.
Welcome to round 2 of the Ultimate Karting Championship, where this time out the action takes place here at Rowrah in Cumbria. It's a circuit set in a stunning location, but it's also a circuit with plenty of overtaking opportunities, so it always features highly on every driver's list of favourite weekends away. Well, before we get underway with the first race action of the weekend, let's take a look back at the opening round and some of the highlights and drama from that weekend at Wilton Mill. And oh boy, was there plenty of great moments to choose from.
This could be a really exciting run, and Dalton Haywood's got to pick his moment wisely. Quaker's just got to keep his cool. He has the lead, he has the advantage. Here we go, into the left, the ankle, up towards the toe, through the right, Quaker sliding. This could be the chance for Haywood alongside, and as they go into the heel, he's got him. Beautiful move from Dalton Haywood. That could not have been timed better.
Here he comes down the inside, Quaker back into the lead.
Oh, this is so close, they bang wheels! You can see the paint that's been rubbed off the graphic. Great racing between the two. Zane Quaker takes it from Dalton Haywood in second position. Pullen and Fairbrother negotiating the same bit of racetrack, and they're still disputing it as they recover. This is the battle way down the order between Leishman, Ardelino, McKay, Beaumont and Scrivener. Amazing race battles. Mitchell is in there as well. This is 25th all the way down to 30th. Look at the scrabble as drivers are trying to find every little piece of tarmac they can, and 2 or 3 of them coming a cropper, not able to keep it on the racetrack for long. Dan Ginchard leading the way and taking the checkered flag in fantastic style. He has absolutely blitzed the field here this weekend. Gilbert, though, on the inside, gets back into 3rd place. Oh, and off goes Holbrook. Holbrook on the grass, and there goes Thingard, there goes Casey. Now, this is when they realise that we're not going to catch the leaders, so now it's time to go rogue. It's every man for himself, and Holbrook gets through into 3rd position.
There'll be more battles before the war is won.
These two are up for the scrap in 2021. Butcher wins it, Gilbert second. Those two are title contenders without a shadow of a doubt. Where's Casey gone? Casey's gone on the final lap. And now, oh, it's all going wrong as Jacob Giblett-Lee vaults over the back of Thomas Mintz-Spearing's car. Bit of a run wide, that's Mintz-Spearing. Mintz-Spearing goes wide. Oh, that's dropped him to 5th, maybe to 6th. I think he's going to go back to 7th, 8th by the time he gets out of Christmas. What a shame for Mintz-Spearing. Cole Denham and Aris Miauskis making massive gains up towards Christmas. He's held up by Hasty as Denham, and there goes Miauskis through into 4th position. Lovely switchback manoeuvre, and he's through into P4. Out of the toe. Last chance, Rocco, and it's going to be tight as Wolf recovers to protect, but they're going to get a slingshot at the outside, side by side to the line. Oh my goodness, Wolf just holds it.
So come Sunday night, at the end of the weekend, what are you hoping for? What would be a good weekend for you?
Maybe top 5 will be good.
It's the right-hand kink where drivers get together. Oh, Hussein's gone off, so too is Go Hill, and that's the 28 going around as well. That is Ben Doughty, so they come off the corner, and there's more. Oh, there's more trouble. That is Sidler spinning. Geraghty spun as well, and it looks like Brennan and Heron got involved in that. Kira Harris took avoiding action. On a spin, that's Gregory. Gregory goes around. So unfortunately for Henry Gregory, he's now going to fight his way from the back. 13 goes straight off the road. That's Zaki Hussein. And also off goes the 36. That's Thomas Wainwright. So they're all black off. There goes the leader, Sam Shaw. Straight off the road, straight across the toe of the boot, trying to rejoin in front of the leaders. Still for the lead alongside Cordell. They bang wheels and still gets there. Cordell on the grass. Still bouncing around the outside. Shaw gets past them both to take over the lead. Oh my goodness, the lead changes twice in about 18 feet. And now Stilp's done it again. He takes the lead back again into the last lap. The back of the car is stepping out sideways. He goes up on the grass, so does Sam Shaw. They've both gone. And now Cordell gets through in a second, Carr gets through in a third. And that surely has the win nailed for Gabriel Stilp. What a victory! I've got a feeling that's George Robinson on the Jack Dex machine. Now that would be terrible because he started up in P5. Chasing after the 66, that is Taylor Orridge. And he's gone on the inside of Turnbull. Turnbull trying to get back in. Oh, we've got on the inside of us, that's Lloyd. Oh, and we've gone off. Cameron Pratt Thompson goes through. Wesley Swain going through. Cunningham's going to try and line up on the inside. He can't get there. He's squeezed. George Robinson gets onto the inside line. And that's opened the floodgates. Bishop hangs on to the lead. Spanswick now launches on the inside. That's what Bishop wanted.
That's what he wanted. And look at that. You've got the man behind him. Hobson's all over him, putting him under extreme pressure. And now all of a sudden, Hobson is not in the equation. He's gone from second down to 5th place. That's huge for Bishop. I think Bishop knew what he was doing. He wanted to bring his teammate into play, and he's done exactly that.
It's a win for Macaulay Bishop, second for Eden Spanswick. Up the inside there from Josh Torpy on the Litchfield car, but he's still fighting. Oh, we've gone off. That's Kalai Atkins tangling there with Teddy Pritchard Williams. And we know Ellingham edges Pryor onto the grass. Does Pryor have a bullseye on his back or what? Brown's going through, Scoozer's going through. But Oliver Greenall, victory, dominantly so. The race initially got started, but Will Murter suffered this big incident and hit the final corner barrier. And as a result, the red flags came out. This is where it's all going to get settled. A long way round the outside comes Morgan Moore to the inside of Wolf. Wolf drifts wide on the grass. Drummond and Edgar on the inside. They've got them. Drummond and Edgar are through into first and second. They're going to take it all. Werrell's going to be third just at the line. Zach Drummond and George Edgar have snatched it all away.
Well, one young man who got it all right last time out was PMR driver Macaulay Bishop. So earlier on, I caught up with him to ask him if he thinks he can do it again this weekend.
My name's Macaulay Bishop. I'm number 68 and I race in Mini X30. It's filled me with lots of confidence. Like when I was coming up here, I was like, right, I need to win to make the hat trick.
Just tell us about your time in karting so far, because as a cadet, you were a privateer with mum and dad looking after you. And now you're under the PMR tent. What's that like?
Yeah, so when I started cadets, I wasn't in a team, and it was just me, my mum and my brother, and my dad. So it was really hard for racing because I didn't have any teammates to work with. So we was privateer for 3 years, and then last year we joined PMR, and it was good because we had some teammates to work with, and that was part of it, how I managed to win the British Champs.
So I'm Tom Pegram, and I'm in PMR driver development.
Being under an awning with a big team like PMR, how does that differ from just a lad turning up with his dad out the back of their van?
I've experienced both within my racing career, and it's a completely different level of support that you receive. So with your dad and lad, it is fun, and your dad may know quite a lot, but you can't learn from the others in the team. So there's a lot of benefits. The first would be the data. We can go into the lorry, look at things like engine temperature, water temperature, go through all of the right things to make sure the carburetion's perfect. In terms of the driver, Paul himself, very successful driver. He's great at the coaching part. So is Gossi, and a lot of us have been driving as well. So any advice that the kids need in order to get better as a driver, that can be given to them. It's temps that matter. You look at the timing sheets, hundredths there, that's what the team's about. Tyre pressures, even half a PSI, that can really make the difference at the end of a race. You've got sprocket, changing the gearing, whether you want more off the corner or at the end of the straight. And then in terms of setup, you can do a lot to it. You can make it turn in faster, slower. It just depends what the driver likes.
So that British Championship win, that was all down to PMR, do you think?
They helped me with my driving, my tactics and how I raced.
Macaulay's somebody who came from being a privateer to join you. How has he slotted into the team and what kind of a driver is he?
So Macaulay settled in very well. He's a very confident chap, so shyness wasn't really a part of it when he joined. He was doing very well on his own as well, very well with Ian. But I think their level of professionalism's probably increased since they've got here. And he enjoys it. He gets on really well with the other kids. He's a great marker for a lot of the other drivers to strive for. Look at him on the data. And yeah, all of the boys are doing really well this weekend, Macaulay being one of them. I think he was fastest in the most recent session.
So tell us some of the things that you're thinking about this weekend here at Rowrah. What are the guys at PMR telling you to focus on this weekend?
Being smooth and being consistent.
Thinking about the circuit out there, are there a few corners you've already got your eyes on where you think you can get passes and overtaking done?
Yeah, I'm thinking of the 2 hairpins and the corner down the bottom are my main striking points.
What will be a good weekend for you this weekend? What's your hope come Sunday night?
Definitely a podium, if at the max, win.
Well, best of luck to Macaulay, and you can find out how he gets on right after the break, because we'll be going racing with the Mini X30s. Rowrah surely is one of the most stunning locations that you're likely to go racing anywhere. But the drivers also love it because there's undulations and plenty of overtaking opportunities. Here's Alan Tadei with a quick look around the circuit and a word on where we can expect the action to unfold.
We're on board with Louis Harvey in senior road tax for this lap of the track here at Rowrah, through the start-finish line, up into what is the closest thing we have to Eau Rouge here. You're on that curb on the exit of the chicane. All karts will use a sprocket protector to make sure your chain doesn't come off into the first hairpin. That's McRae's, back up to Iredale's. Both of these hairpins, great overtaking opportunities. This is Iredale's hairpin. Now we're on the run down to the Stuart S's again. If you give somebody the inside line, you'll see Louis runs wide here. Giving somebody the inside if they're close enough. Out of the Stuart S's, will come to a little left kink right here. The car goes quite light as they go over that left kink. Right-handed here into St John's. Left-handed Sunny Bend, another overtaking opportunity. Both of them, in fact. That brings you down to the final turn, Paddock Bend, which brings you out over the finish line. That's a lap of the track here at Rowrah.
We have 3 finals to bring you from round 2, and we're kicking things off then with the Mini X30s. It was Macaulay Bishop who took the win in the opening round. Can he do it all again here this weekend? Well, let's find out as we go and join Jake Sanson with the grid positions.
Well, Macaulay Bishop certainly started things the right way. He's in pole position alongside Cameron Pratt-Thompson, Eden Spanswick and Jack Hobson next from Taylor Orridge and Thomas Cucurella-Yeomans. Then Finn Leslie and Aidan Hassan, Freddie Lloyd and Morgan Hill. Then it's George Robinson in 11th place from Sebastian Mins, Jack Mowat, Jack Owen Drawbridge and Ashton Wiggins. Out of the final turn, let's race at Rowrah! Here's Taylor Orridge. To our left, that's Aidan Hassan trying to get stuck in the chicane and is already battling away with the 33 of Cameron Pratt-Thompson. I think Spanswick got through in a second. That's Finn Leslie behind us. Into McRae's for the first time. We go the long way round. Cucurella-Yeomans to the inside, shutting the door just in time on Finn Leslie. As we head up to Iredale's, there's Macaulay Bishop, there's Spanswick. Oh, Spanswick very nearly cannoning into the back of his teammate as they go onto the back straight past the lake. And this is a fabulous opportunity now for the drivers to get stuck in on the opening lap on the inside. Orridge gets the move there on Cucurella-Yeomans. Now he's after the top 5.
This is highly impressive by Macaulay Bishop. James, I can tell you he was involved in a huge incident in the pre-final on the last lap. 2 karts went over the top of him. He finished the final winning it. That's Jack Hobson up the inside for P5. He ended up winning the pre-final, went across the line here and pulled up just going into the chicane in such pain. And he's in pain now with his ribs, but he's still out front. I'm amazed he's even racing.
There's Orridge on the inside of Hassan. He gets through now, so into the top 5 comes Taylor Orridge. Aiden Hassan, P6 at the moment, looking for a wave on the inside, and that is Hobson on Pratt Thompson, but he's gone wide on the exit. Pratt Thompson's going to steal it back on the back straight, so a nice opportunistic manoeuvre, but it's all gone wrong on the exit. That's Aiden Hassan behind us that we're riding on board with Taylor Orridge as we watch Hassan getting his way through up towards St John's. Then they plough out of the right-hander into the square right here, and then up towards Sunny Bend. A lot of overtaking moves happen here, and you've got that tyre barrier to the inside line of the curb to keep people honest. Hobson, late lunge on the inside of Pratt Thompson. This time he's through, and he's going to take Taylor Orridge with him. So through into third goes Hobson, through into fourth goes Orridge.
Incredible lead for Macaulay Bishop in such a short space of time. There he is pictured on screen, part of the PMR driver programme these days for 4 months. Aiden Hassan up the inside, making a move. Cucurulo Yeoman's going with him.
Yeah, so 3 karts getting past Cameron Pratt Thompson. Pratt Thompson trying to get back on the inside line. Bishop, he's underneath 50 seconds already for the laps. 49.7 he's put in there. That is absolute lightning.
Incredible speed.
Pratt Thompson losing more ground. I think that's 2 of the Mad Crocs going through. So Pratt Thompson, I think that was in the 33, losing more ground. It's so difficult once you lose 1 or 2 places to get that momentum back together again. Cucurulo Yeomans and Finn Leslie have both got through, and now he's got to try and launch back on the inside. That's better, Cameron. Gets straight back on the horse and gets stuck in once again. And now on the inside, that's Freddie Lloyd trying to get through into the chicane. He has to think better of it. Side by side for the 2 drivers in behind. I think that is Robertson and Wiggins that were getting a little bit too close together there. Now up into the hairpin, and still more battles. I think that was Mins trying to get in the mix there as well. So fantastic racecraft. The drone picking it all up. Wonderful to see the action from over the top of this beautiful circuit. There is nowhere like this place anywhere in Britain.
It is absolutely stunning. Plenty of scuffles throughout the field, but not out front. Unlike last time when Bishop had Hobson all over him. If you remember last time, it was extremely interesting, and I did speak to him about it as well, and he did agree what he did. Hobson up the inside of Spanswick, and Hobson now is second, and he'll set off after Macaulay Bishop. Did talk to Macaulay about that drive last time. Did you back him up into your teammate? I'm not going to tell you what he said. That's between us.
Yeah, protecting his character.
Basically,
there.
he did. Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah, just drop him in it. Why don't you?
Why not?
Jack Hobson has just done a 48.9, a new fastest lap. No wonder he's able to charge past Eden Spanswick. Spanswick's still right there, though.
On the subject of Macaulay Bishop's tactics last time, nothing in the rules says you have to go as fast as you can all of the time. Ask James Bean, he used to be a master at that.
But it's great to see so many exciting tussles in Mini X30 in 2021. Wilton Mill was exciting. It's just building in crescendo here at Rowrah. And here we go again, the battle for 4th place. Hassan, Cucurulo Yeomans and Taylor Orridge at the front of the queue. So Taylor Orridge trying to check away. Then in 7th place now is Finn Leslie. He's got back past Cameron Pratt Thompson for 7th position. In fact, Cameron Pratt Thompson's dropped all the way down the order. I think he might be out of the race, actually. He's on the inside. There goes Cucurulo Yeomans. He gets past Aiden Hassan.
Great move. Hobson set the fastest lap, Jake, so he was 2.5 seconds behind. It's 2.3 seconds now, so he got 0.2 closer, but not sure with the time remaining how much closer he will get. Won't be like last time. Well, 8.5 minutes basically on the clock from this point.
Yeah, sorry to say that Cameron Pratt Thompson appears to have fallen from the fray. He is showing up as 15th place, and of the 15 competitors, that will put him dead last, and he hasn't transponded for a while. So I think Cameron Pratt Thompson, the reason he fell down the field, essentially, he had some kind of mechanical problem brewing. That's unfortunate.
Macaulay Bishop has set the fastest lap once more, so normal service has been resumed. That is the battle for 7th, Jake.
Yep, Leslie, Lloyd and Hill. 3 drivers all battling for it. Finn Leslie, Freddie Lloyd and Morgan Hill. And Morgan Hill looking very ferocious in there behind Aiden Hassan. In there behind Freddie Lloyd, I should say. Now he's going to make the move on the inside. Here's Taylor Orridge. Cucurulo Yeomans looking for a way through on the inside. That'll do nicely. You gotta love the 360-degree onboard camera. That is the closest you can get to the action, folks. And you can really see these battles in real time as Taylor Orridge now has a mission to try and get back into 4th place. But Cucurulo Yeomans really has taken that away from him. So the battle is going to resume. Here's Taylor Orridge. Let's ride with him out of the final turn. On the throttle, up towards the chicane. You rise up the crest here as you turn in, which is very tricky to balance the kart. It wants to snap away. You climb over the curbs. Here comes the move on the inside. Does it into McRae's? No, he's just hanging back, waiting for his moment. and then you come out of that hairpin up towards Iredale's. Is this going to be the move from Orridge? No, he's going to work with his teammate, actually. They've still got a bit of a gap between themselves and Eden Spanswick, and it's quite substantial considering, so they do need to work together to get down some of that gap. There is Bishop, still large and in charge up front. Hobson and Spanswick battling for second and third. Then Cucurella Yeomans and Orridge as they come up to it. Here's the chance for Spanswick on the inside. Lovely move, no problem at all there as he gets past Hobson into P2. Now further back, carving through the field, one man to watch as he charges forward is the number 57 of Ashton Wiggins, who didn't start the previous race, if you remember, so he was down in 15th on the grid for this one. He's worked his way back up through the pack and he's now in P9. He's got time, just a little bit more time to do more, and he's just set the fastest lap, a 48.3 from Ashton Wiggins. Where did that come from?
Wow, that's incredible. Wiggins may be 9th on track, but he's got the fastest lap at the moment, so great effort. This is the battle for 6th.
See, the red mist buys you an extra couple of tenths of a second per lap, clearly. You'll be frustrated starting from the back. Here comes Hill, having a look on the inside of Aiden Hassan into the S's. He thinks better of it as they go through Stewart. These guys are easily as fast as the drivers up front. They're just boxed into that position. We go back on board. A few karts up the road. This is Taylor Orridge, still in behind his teammate. Not much to choose between the top 5 in terms of pure lap time pace. They're all trying to get close to Bishop, though. What a lap. He's still able to find good speed in the kart. 48.2 now from Bishop. What's Wiggins going to do? Because he's in a pretty fast state of mind as well. It's not quite faster than Bishop because obviously he was making overtakes, so that does hold you up a little bit. But Wiggins doing a grand job. Now, here we go. These two are closer together than they have been for a while, Cucurella Yeomans and Orridge. We're on board with Orridge. Out of Iredale's on the throttle. He's looking like he might be going for the move. He has a little bit of a tap. Yeah, no hesitation, no resistance. Thank you very much. I'll take 4th position. That's mine. We're in the closing stages now, so I'm going to have as many points from this race as I can possibly steal. Good move, good timing. Final lap, final corner. What about Bishop? What a warrior, and it's a double-fisted wave in the air for Macaulay Bishop. That's what it means to him. A nice skate on the brakes into turn 1 as well, across the line. Oh, it's getting close for 6th of the line. Goodness me, Wiggins just hanging on there in front of Finn Leslie, I do believe. Just managing to poach it at the bitter end. Excellent stuff. Macaulay Bishop wins from Eden Spanswick by 4.3 seconds. Hobson is 3rd from Taylor Orridge and Thomas Cucurella Yeomans. Ashton Wiggins does get 6th in front of Finn Leslie and Morgan Hill. Then Freddie Lloyd in P9, George Robinson in P10. Can anybody beat Macaulay Bishop this season?
Well, a fantastic win there for young Macaulay Bishop and a 1-2 for PMR, and of course Jack Hobson back there in 3rd place. It's a carbon copy of the podium that we saw at Wilton Mill. And shout out to Macaulay Bishop as well, because an incident in the pre-final saw him get taken away in an ambulance. He nearly didn't make the final, but he did get onto the start line and he won in great fashion. Here's what he had to say when I caught up with him at the podium. A great weekend for yourself and PMR.
Yeah, it's a really good weekend. I'd like to dominate again next round, and I'd like to donate this win to my dad for Father's Day.
Well done to you, sir. I'm sure you will dominate the next round, but as far as the championship's concerned, it's looking really good. You've won at Wilton Mill, you've won here at Rowrah, so huge congratulations.
Yeah, I'm hoping to finish the championship off and then maybe just go from there.
Well done. Thanks, Macaulay.
Thank you.
Change nothing, Macaulay, because whatever's going, it's going well. He's in front in the championship standings. Eden Spanswick and Jack Hobson very closely matched for 2nd. It's still a tight battle from 4th downwards. Leslie 3 ahead of Cucurella Yeomans and only a further 9 ahead of Cameron Pratt-Thompson. Orridge, Robinson and Lloyd are all close, so there's plenty still to play for in 2021 in Mini X30.
The Mini X30 is providing some great action once again, and after the break, it's the turn of the Junior X30s. See you in 2. Welcome back to Rowrah in Cumbria, where the round 2 action is very much underway. The X30 junior drivers are just making their way out to the track. So let's go and join your race commentator, Jake Sanson, to find out the grid positions and who's made the best of it by putting themselves on pole.
Well, that accolade goes to Sam Shaw. He's alongside Lorenzo Cordell on the front row, then Gabe Stilp and Connor Duncan, Dan Ginshard and Archie Walker, Henry Gregory and Ben Doughty from Finn Harrison and Monday Junior Canini, then Sam Baker and Luke Sindler, Leo Brown and Shay Brennan, Zaki Hussain, Kyan Gohil, then Jude Fernho, Alfie Briggs, Gracie Mitchell and Kira Harris. It's going to be an interesting one from the get-go. Here we go to the first corner, and Shaw nearly losing the lead through turn one, just about hanging on in there from Lorenzo Cordell as we ride on board with Gabriel Stilp. Massive pressure already from Archie Walker in the KR Sport, trying to get through on the inside. Ginchard struggling on the first lap as well. He's got Ben Doughty to deal with, not having as easy a time in X30 as he is in Rotax, that's for sure. But Ginchard is a fighter. He's going to keep pushing. He's there in P6. Oh, a little bit of a hesitation out of Iredale's, and that's put 4 karts wide nearly on the back straight. Goodness me, Junior X30 sizzling on the opening lap as everybody tries to get through without incident and drama, but Sam Shaw still out in front for the moment.
Drivers not mentioned in that grid position: Thomas Wainwright, Remy Gilbert and Harvey Ryby. They'll be doing their best to come from 21st, 22nd, 23rd respectively, but they've got a whole lot of work to do.
And Harvey Ryby definitely not used to being that far back in the field, so watch him charge through and carve up some places. Shaw, Cordell, Duncan, Stilp, Walker, Ginchard, Doughty and Harrison. Here comes Archie Walker on the inside line. Beautiful move, and Ginchard gets there as well. That was opportunism from Archie Walker and an absolute snatch from Ginchard. Brilliant work from the two of them. So Walker and Ginchard going through the field. Former teammates, of course, these two. They were both in the same awning once upon a time. So now they are going to battle away as they carve through the pack. Sam Shaw leading the way. Lorenzo Cordell very close in behind in second place there. And Connor Duncan still going very well as a junior. Only recently stepped up, don't forget, and he's right up at the sharp end.
I think that might have been Henry Gregory going for a place in the S's. We'll see as they go across the finish line. The front three just starting to edge away from those in 4th, 5th and 6th. So Sam Shaw, he'll be looking for redemption this time, Jake, after Wilton Mill, where he led the race. Started raining while he was on slicks, went off, got back to second, dropped to 4th, got back to 2nd on the last lap, and then ran wide and dropped another couple of places from 2nd to 4th. He was absolutely gutted. More moves.
Yes, indeed. We're riding on board once again. As up the inside of Ginchard, is this going to be the overtake from Stilp? It is indeed. So Stilp gets past Ginchard. Watching in the middle of the pack as well, I could just pick out Alfie Briggs on his new Charles Leclerc chassis, looking pretty strong there under the Total Karting banner. So let's see if he's going to make up more progress in this. Oh, that's a kart peeling off into the pits in the midfield. So somebody is pulling in to retire. We'll figure out who it is as soon as they drop from the timing sheets, but we're about to lose someone. As one of the drivers peeling off there. I couldn't quite make out who it was in the midfield. Up on the inside, that's a big lunge from Duncan. He gets past Cordell, so that's into second position. Connor Duncan into P2. Cordell doesn't like that. He's going to come straight back on the inside. Walker snatches it on the inside line. Beautiful move.
What a thief. Call the FBI. Walker's on the case. Time. He's going for another move. Who got it?
Yes, he's got past Cordell. And again, Connor Duncan picks up the pieces of that one. So Gabe Stilp is now in the mix. He's got an opportunity to move forward. But Archie Walker picking them off and taking names out here at Rowrah. This is absolutely brilliant from Archie Walker. Great to see him back to his best again. Here we go. Stilp on the inside. And here comes Ginchard on Cordell as well.
Great action.
Junior X30 is so fast and furious that if you leave just the tiniest whiff of a gap, the entire floodgates will open.
And this is all going the way of Sam Shaw here, Jake. Look at this. He's got, what, 9-10 kart lengths. He'll be happy with that. You boys keep battling for the minor place. I'm going to take the win.
That's it. There's nothing quite like the top step. You can have the left and right one if you want, but I'm going to have the win, thanks very much.
Absolutely, and he wants that. He wants that so bad this weekend.
Late move from Duncan. That was cheeky as you like there. Just waiting until they got to the right-hand part of the kink. On the brakes. Boom. That'll do. Thank you. Just back up and let me have the second place. That'll do. Nicely done from Connor Duncan. He now gets there in front of Walker. And is Gabriel Stilp going to have a lunge into the final turn? Lovely job. And now Ginchard's going to snatch that one away as well. So Walker was the man on the hunt. Now he's having to try and be the hunter again. So absolutely fabulous stuff between these five as Duncan, Stilp, Ginchard, Walker and Cordell all battling for second place. Little love tap there from Walker on the back of Ginchard. Ginchard checks him out. Come on, mate. This is racing. This isn't fisticuffs, but this is Junior X30. It's very, very close.
Good respect between these drivers, though. They all respect each other's abilities and qualities.
Big lunge from Walker. Slices through on Ginchard. Nice move there into the right-hander of the stewardesses. And yes, you're absolutely right. The driving standards between these guys, it's fierce, it's fast, it's frenetic, but you know what? It's clean, hard and firm.
Absolutely. That's absolutely right. Cordell, championship leader, is now P6, Jake. He was leading early, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. He was leading very briefly from Sam Shaw, and then Shaw got him back again, and ever since then, It's been like a pendulum, like a stone going through water. Here we go. Stilp on the inside, gets the move on Connor Duncan for P2. So great run from Gabriel Stilp. His confidence is absolutely sky high at the moment. There goes Walker, back on the inside of Gitchard, have some of that. And Cordell gets there as well.
How much overtaking do you want to see in one race? And this is all helping the man out front, Sam Shaw, there he is.
That's the kind of battle you wake up in the morning to see. More overtakes there than in the average Grand Prix in a couple of laps, and all in this fantastic cathedral of motorsport and noise. It's just a wonderful, wonderful venue. It's just vibrant with the flavour of the sport. I absolutely adore Rowrah. It's never delivered a dull motor race. I've been watching karting since 1998, and every single season, Rowrah, it's guaranteed to provide drama. Look at the battle we got going on for 10th place. This is Harrison in the helm, and he's got massive pressure from behind. You've got Brown in there in 11th, then Briggs, Baker, Hussein, and Gohill, all very close in, as well as Mitchell. Connor Duncan with a new fastest lap, 46.9 there, so he breaks into the 47s. Thought there we might have seen a move there from Briggs on Brown. Maybe he's just going to think a little bit later for the move on Leo Brown. He's got good momentum down the straight though. Briggs to the inside of both of them.
Oh,
my
nice
goodness, that is a monster move from Briggs.
We call that a brace, it's a double.
Alfie Briggs showcasing his skill in one fell swoop.
There's another move, fantastic.
That's Baker. Baker getting the move there on
another.
Brown. Brown coming back on him. And there's the gap left open for the 13 to storm through. Zaki Hussein gets the momentum. This is brilliant. You don't just get great racing at the front, you also get it in the mid-pack. But Alfie Briggs has shocked them with that double pass into the S's. And there's the move on the inside again from Sam Baker. He gets back in, but doesn't shut it down on the exit. Hussein's back, but on the inside line, you've got to brake, you've got to slow it down. That's better. Nicely done from Sam Baker.
Nice to see Zaki Hussein battling. We interviewed him at round one, of course. And he unfortunately went off early. He was hoping for a top 5, qualified 19th. And the one thing we didn't mention, as Sam Shaw sets the fastest lap, is that although he did go off on that first lap, Jake, when he went off the second time, when it was raining and they're all on slicks, there he is on the 13, Zaki Hussein. The second time he went off, it was quite clear there were a good 12 to 14 karts behind him. So although he did go off on the first lap, he must have made a load of places back up. Later in the race, and look at this, Jake, out front, the leader is being hunted down.
This is what we've been waiting for. Stilp and Duncan have done their homework. They've joined forces and they have been chipping away at that advantage of Sam Shaw in the lead of the race, folks. Stilp is right in there with Sam Shaw. This could be the moment. And Shaw knows he's there. So out of the final turn, Shaw a little bit defensive, perhaps a little too defensive. He covers the inside line up towards the chicane, but now this really is a scrap because Stilp has caught up to Shaw. He's much quicker over that curb. Can he now make the move into McRae's? No, because Shaw's holding him off. But here comes Duncan. Duncan might force the issue here. He may go with Stilp to the inside line. Stilp is looking, can't find the move. On the switchback, Duncan's going to get alongside Stilp. Stilp is gesturing to him. Let me get him first. Don't overtake me. Let him get me first. No way, he's going to get him.
Counting down. Connor Duncan's not having any of that. He's not listening. He's not looking at any hand signals. He's going for second. He wants to be in the box seat.
Now
and he's in the box seat now.
He's got a great chance to win it on his own. He knows that he doesn't need Stilp's help anymore. He's right in there behind Shaw, and Shaw is hugging the inside line as if he's flirting with it now. Up to the line they come. The time has ticked down to nothing. They're going into the closing stages now. This is the last lap, I do believe, because of the time we had left.
The starter had it in his hand as they went past, couldn't quite see it.
Shaw holding the inside line, this is it, and Duncan and Stilp are very close indeed behind. Stilp checking over his shoulder to make sure he's got room to make a big lunge. He's going to get the switch. Here's Shaw cutting across. He closes the door on Duncan. Stilp is there. Look, Stilp is gesturing. Go on, get him, get him. I want to try and get past you both. But he hasn't been able to make it stick. Duncan can't find the place. Stilp is still swarming around all over the back of him. Shaw might just be able to hold this to the line. He's positioning the kart everywhere he possibly can, but Stilp is trying to switch back maneuver on Duncan. He's got to wait. He's got to wait for an opportunity to open up. Duncan's going for it. They're going to be side by side of the line. Stilp is fuming, and Shaw's just held on. Stilp absolutely enraged. Why didn't you make the move earlier? I could have beaten you both. But I don't think they're going to mind at all. They're first and second in an incredible battle.
The midfield runners come home, but justice for Sam Shaw, Jake, after the trauma and drama of Wilton Mill. He comes out on top and I'm pleased for him.
0.029 ahead of Connor Duncan. That's what a side-by-side finish looks like on times. Gabriel Stilp is third from Caudle, Walker and Ginshard. Canini seventh from Luke Sindler, Jude Fernahau, and after that double pass, Alfie Briggs steals his way to the top 10.
Well, how about that for a race there with those Junior X30s? Sam Shaw looked like he had it all wrapped up with a few laps to go, but Gabriel Stilp and Connor Duncan had other ideas. And in the finish, by the closest of margins, Sam just managed to hang on. Here's what he had to say when I caught up with him at the podium. What's it like with those sort of closing few laps where you know you've had that gap, but then you can feel it getting smaller and smaller? What's going through your mind? What can you do?
You just have to try stay calm, try not lose your head and stuff, and just try keep on getting every apex and stuff, and try and keep them behind.
Brilliant. Well, it makes the top end of your championship table a bit more open now, and probably gives you a bit more confidence going up to Larkhall.
Yeah, really good points this weekend, pretty much maximum points, so hopefully I've closed the gap in the championship and maybe leading it, so good points for the championship.
Brilliant. Well done, Sam. See you in the next one.
Thank you.
He hasn't just closed the gap, he's actually taken the lead in the championship now, just a couple of points ahead of Lorenzo Caudle. Gabe Stilp is close in behind though. Connor Duncan not a million miles away. Jude Fernahau, Finn Harrison, Leo Brown and Sam Baker scoring consistently, with Luke Sindler and Henry Gregory in that top 10 as well. Still plenty of battles to come, and it could be a four-way title fight in Junior X30.
With one more to go here from Rowrah, we step up to some of our most experienced drivers after the break, the Senior X30s. See you in a moment. Welcome back to Rowrah in Cumbria for our final instalment of action in this programme. And the Senior X30 class is absolutely stacked with talent and experience. But at the opening round in Wilton Mill, it was Oliver Greenall who came away with the win. So earlier on, I caught up with him to ask what he's thinking ahead of this weekend.
Oliver Greenall, number 64 in Senior X30. It was a really good weekend to start our series at UKC. Obviously my first year in senior, and nice to get my first race in senior in England as a win, so really good in the final as well. Managed to get a gap and just hold it nice and relaxed, and yeah, all went really well.
Out of the final turn, takes the checkered flag, dominant, absolutely dominant.
We've been on the pace this weekend, started off really well faster, and then everyone else sort of got a bit closer to us. We're going new tyres now, so we'll see what the pace is really like in the race, like where it will be in the racing, but yeah, at the minute it's all looking good on the pace, which is enough to hopefully get another good weekend, championship points in the bag, and we'll see what happens. Obviously hoping for another win, but it's just a long championship, so whatever we can bring home, the best result I can get. The top three, we're happy with that. Been here a few times, I've always done quite well here. I think the last 2 years I've won the British Champs here, so yeah, it's been quite a good track for me, but yeah, it's really enjoy driving it as well with the incline difference and all of that. So it's a nice track, I like it.
All right, well, best of luck for the weekend. Thanks, Oliver.
Thank you very much.
It's certainly not going to be as dominant for Greenall as it was at Wilton Mill. He starts P10 from this one after finishing 10th in the pre-final, so it's Caden McQueen on the front row with Caleb Marshall, then Kian Shields and Luke Watts, Alex Moody and Kalai Atkins, Teddy Pritchard-Williams and Tom Fleming, then Lucas Ellingham and Oliver Greenall. Del Boy is 11th, Derek Morgan and James Otto from Jordan and Steve Brown, Hugo Gilbert, JP Slater, Coombs, Parker, Johnston Cool. Let's go racing up to the first corner, and what a start from Caden McQueen, launches forward like lightning, and in through the first chicane, up to the hairpin at McRae's, and we're on board with the man who leads the race. Already an intense battle from Kian Shields, the man who made the switch to Dan Holland Racing this season, and it certainly seems to have been a good choice from the young Scotsman's point of view. He's come fresh out of the blocks, he looks hungry, he looks determined, and his mojo's back.
He had his finger up there. I'm assuming that's because the race leader, Caden McQueen, might have had a quick look around, and he was just saying to him, listen, get on with it, let's try and get away.
Yeah, don't worry about what's going on. We need to stretch away. The two of us have got first and second here. Let's disappear. We don't want the likes of anyone else creeping in and stealing our thunder. Caleb Marshall is still there in third position. Nice move on the inside from Tom Fleming, and that opens the door as well for Oliver Greenall to make the place. So they've both got through. A little bit of a check in there from Kalai Atkins, who had a look at Alex Moody, but couldn't quite make the overtaking move. The young Jamaican, Kalai Atkins, doing a great job so far. Based in the UK, of course, these days, but he proudly carries the Jamaican flag on his suit and cart wherever he goes, here and in Europe, of course, as well. So a great battle. Here's McQueen looking back to Kean Shields. Marshall third. Watts is there in fourth place. Then Fleming, Greenall, Moody, Atkins, Pritchard Williams, the Welshman, and then it is Morgan in 10th position. And a great performance this time, I have to say, from Steve Brown. 11th position for the Quadrant Gamer, who is now 11th position. Much better here than he was at Wilton Mill. Good to see him charging forward again.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a slightly smaller grid this time because there is a clash with another championship that should recover next time. You can see Oliver Greenall there in 6th place, Jake. Went through the first lap. Yeah, in 6th, in fact up to 5th now.
Yes, indeed. It's worth pointing out, though, that yes, we have got reduced numbers, but the quality of the grid hasn't actually changed. We've still got some of the real big players up at the front end of the field, and there are some very quick talents in this field.
Talking of players, Jake, the man in the red suit, you can see him, has set the fastest lap. That's Luke Watts. If you see a man in a red suit ever, it's Luke Watts. If you're on the drone and you see a man in a red suit in this race, it's Luke Watts. No need to ask who it is. It's number 37, Luke Watts. He's got a red suit on.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic, phenomenal job at the moment. There he is as he pushes in behind. Part of the YRDA, the Young Racing Drivers Academy, trying to charge his way up into third position. Along there with Caleb Marshall. Marshall on the DHR kart as they hop over the curb. And then up into McRae's. Here comes Watts on the inside. Third position. That'll do nicely. Thank you very much. Up into P3. Now trying to charge after McQueen and Shields. The gap is still steady at about half a second between Caden McQueen and Kean Shields at the moment. Watts getting into third. What's that going to do to the dynamic? It could shake things up a little bit. Greenall's still there, but he's made his way up now into 5th position. So he's gone through half the field, done a lot of the hard work already. Fleming is there in P6. Then a little bit behind, you've got Kalai Atkins trying to charge through. He's been working there with Moody, Pritchard Williams and Morgan. This is the quartet battling for third. Watts, Marshall, Greenall, Fleming. Greenall is the fastest man on track, although is it going to stay that way? No, it is not. Tom Fleming is now the fastest on track, 46.1. That is a real indication of just how much quicker these senior karts are. Up the inside, Greenall goes for the move on Marshall. The gap is still open, but I don't think Fleming's going to be able to make it stick. No, he doesn't, and he doesn't want to take out his teammate. There's only one cardinal rule in karting. There is no team championship, there are no team orders, but there's one rule. You don't hit your teammate. This time Fleming's got the move on the inside. He does get past Caleb Marshall on this occasion. It's nice and clean because you do not want to be in the team awning if two teammates have taken each other off. It's as toxic as a bubbling cauldron.
Absolutely not. Greenall there now putting Watts under pressure for third place. He's going to go past sometime soon. So the championship leader coming into this round, Oliver Greenall, may have started the race in P10, finished the pre-final in 10th, gave him 10th for this final. But he's not been there for long. He's up to 4th now. And again, red suit. Who's that, Jake?
Is it Luke Watts?
It's Luke Watts, number 37, red suit on the drone. There he is.
I tell you what, Greenall is carving his way through the field beautifully to get to 4th place, and he's still got so much time to win this one. It's so difficult to come from row 5 because you're right in the heart of the danger zone on that first lap as well.
Anything can happen going into that first chicane on that opening lap, but that's the one part of the track. You used to see loads of carnage there. Since we brought in the drop-down nose cones, to be fair, you don't see so many incidents now going up into turn 1, into the chicane, which is right here. Goes right and then left. You run that curb on the exit.
Well, it's as much as people hate the
move.
Yeah, Greenall gets the move there on Watts, and that's a nice, tidy overtake into third position. I was going to say, as much as people hate the drop-down front fairings, if you didn't have them, there would be even more carnage and chaos and more expensive weekends and drives home.
Watts trying to fight back, but has to give best to Greenall, who is through to third. And that's allowed, you can see now, that's allowed Fleming and Marshall, 5th and 6th, to get that much closer.
And Atkins and Moody aren't far away either. They are there in 7th and 8th place on the Mad Croc, and I think that's Moody on the Cato Motorsport machine there in 8th position, still trying to charge his way back through the field. Warning flag coming out. Now that is for the 61, that's Louis Johnston Cool as he comes through now. There he goes. So obviously he's got to clean up his act in some way according to the officials. A little later on, back to the front, here's McQueen, Shields and Greenall. Greenall getting through into second place. That was a little cheeky, just a little bit of contact. Does look to me though as though the officials have seen it. I think they're getting the warning flag out. Of course, he's lucky that we're not in Europe, because in the European Series, of course, if he were to get that warning flag, it would come with a mandatory 5-second penalty. You can't contest or appeal that either.
I didn't realise that in Europe.
It's a new rule that's been brought in the last 3 seasons. So Greenall's lucky to get away with that one here. Battling away in behind Caden McQueen. Look how quickly Fleming's caught them up. He's right in there in 4th position now. This is going to be an absolute ding-dong. And now they're going to come out of the final turn. UKC's 2nd season, and we're already being treated to the mother of grandstand finishes. And we've still got 2 minutes left. There's plenty of time for this battle to shake up. Oh, and Greenall, a little bit of a love tap now on McQueen. McQueen's not intimidated, but Greenall's had to get on the brakes. Shields sorts it out and chops across. That's justice. Don't you shove your way past me, matey. I've got your number.
He didn't have it for long though, as he lost places in the following laps, and then this happened coming out of these stewardesses.
Oh, goodness
That's cost
me.
him a couple. He tried to make up one, ended up losing 2, and it looks like I've lost another one.
Business end of the race, last lap, final turn. Fleming parking his kart right in the middle of the circuit. Greenall can't get through. McQueen takes the victory. Fleming 2nd, Greenall 3rd. And interestingly, Fleming gives the gesture to Greenall. Good battle, mate. Who doesn't reciprocate? Oliver Greenall. He knows he's let a victory slide through his fingers there, and that could be the lead of the championship gone in favour of Caden McQueen too. Excellent racing all the way to the death. McQueen takes the victory from Thomas Fleming and Oliver Greenall. Alex Moody, what a try. 4th place in front of Luke Watson, Caleb Marshall. Kalai Atkins 7th from Kean Shields. Del Boy, Derek Morgan in 9th. And Lucas Ellingham in P10. But Caden McQueen, with that wise and mature drive, takes the lead of the championship.
Well, a brilliant race there for those senior drivers. Oliver Greenall, the man that won in round 1 at Wilton Mill, manages to get 3rd here today at Rowrah. Thomas Fleming just down the road ahead of him, but it was close. But the man that held off all the challenges, who really had to keep his head come the end, was the Croc promotion driver that is Caden McQueen. Here's what he had to say when I caught up with him afterwards. A word to the guys that were in 2nd and 3rd. Thomas Fleming there started in 8th, and Oliver Greenall started back in 10th, and they got themselves on the podium.
Yeah, no, they were very fast. They've been very fast all weekend. They definitely kept me on my toes, so yeah, it'll be good to go on to the next round and see who will come out on top.
Yeah, and it's good, looking good for you. You got the 2nd there in Wilton Mill, 1st here, and now we go to Larkhall. The championship's looking good for you.
Oh yeah, 100%. Hopefully we can bring it home.
Caden, well done. See you there.
Thank you.
So Caden McQueen, championship leader after 2 weekends, and he's 11 points clear of Oliver Greenall. Luke Watson, Kalai Atkins fairly close together in their fight for 3rd place. Lucas Ellingham and Derek Morgan giving chase. Alex Moody now a contender, but just a point ahead of Teddy Pritchard-Williams. And Jordan Brown and Steve Brown are in the top 10 after a solid start to 2021.
Well, that's all we have time for from this programme, but join us next time when we'll be bringing you all of the action from the 4 remaining finals in round 2 of the Ultimate Karting Championship. See ya!